Hey, welcome to Capture Culture, where worlds collide, creatives thrive, and the beat never dies. We're your hosts. That's Adam.
Hi, guy.
I'm Alex, coming fresh with a mic check and thanking you for the time you're about to invest. Yeah. And we got to thank Alexis today for joining us. What's up, Alexis?
Hello, ladies and gents. Thanks
I,
for bringing me on tonight.
or sincere thank you. I mean, I got to thank you. I know you're giving up the Kardashian show, the premiere. Kardashian
Yeah.
here to be here with us. So thank you.
Yeah, big sacrifices. So you're welcome
Yeah.
for being here because that's where my mind is. But I'll give my all tonight.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
just
it's gonna
I'm
be
just kidding.
Yeah, well, I know we're all music fans, so I mean the point of this episode is we're going to be talking about the best shows we've seen, the shows we want to see. It's springtime, summertime, so this is the time of the year where, everyone's dropping some good music and new music and all the festivals are coming and the excitement of just being outside amongst people and partying and having fun and enjoying those good vibes. It's that time of year, so it just got me thinking to just being at a show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Time to be out
Right.
Yeah. I've never been to a festival, so I'm still super jealous of everybody that has been to one and is going to one. And I'm overdue for a concert since COVID's happened. So, yeah, living vicariously through everybody out there going to shows right now.
I know. I know,
And
right?
Coachella's coming up. So, definitely
I've
that time.
never crowd surfed. Like I want to be out there crowd surfing. You know what I mean? I might even mosh a little bit. I don't know, but we'll see.
Are you
I,
sure with that back?
I don't know.
I
I
don't
do got a
know.
bad
I
back.
don't
I
know.
probably
I
should
don't
think
know.
about that. When the music hits and the rhythm hits you, it just takes over your whole
The
mind, body, and
body.
soul. Yeah. And you just start doing things. So I don't know.
yeah, man. I act a fool at festivals. I definitely become a
I
different
would
person.
too.
Yeah. It's
I think I would.
Adam is no longer there. I'm a different
Right.
character. I'm a different being altogether. I'm actually getting ready to go to a festival August 6th through the 9th in Ohio. Um,
Wow.
yeah, and it's gonna be dope. It's
Ohio.
the gathering of the Juggalos.
Damn. Wow. That's a commitment
Nice.
going on out there.
Yeah, this is I think my sixth time I'm going to this one. So
Wow.
it's definitely chaotic and lovely, and it's the time of my life. I love it every year. So yeah,
The
That's
gathering
cool.
of the Juggalos. Like that
that's right.
sounds like a prop.
Holiday. Sounds like
Yeah,
a
right.
holiday.
I feel like they're going to
The
storm the
gathering.
right? I feel like they would storm the Capitol. I feel like that
No,
guy that did storm the Capitol is probably at that Juggalo show.
it wouldn't
Oh
surprise me,
my God.
but no. Juggalos are loving, very loving people. They're all about music and just being together, and it's honestly what it is it's a reunion of people that I've been going to concerts with for the last 15 years. I've been seeing all these people at these shows that I go to, and now
That's
when I see them at the
crazy.
show, we know each other, and we all sing the same songs. We sing along, sing all the lyrics to the songs, and it's just dope. It's a great
Right.
experience, man. Just like
That's really cool.
thank you.
That's
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was awesome.
it's the community, you know?
Right, right.
exactly. I was gonna say that. I mean, that's what's cool about live shows and music is you just build that community and it's like a understanding. Everyone's
It's
there
the
for it.
culture.
It's the culture. It's the
There's a
culture for
culture. That's
sure.
true. Exactly.
Yeah,
Good
man.
callback.
Exactly. So there's a lot of acts I haven't seen still. So I want to know what you guys think. What acts you guys are looking forward to seeing? Who's on that bucket list? Um, I'll set it off. I'll start with one act. They won some Grammys. I want to say Silk Sonic. Silk
Ooh,
Sonic.
Yeah.
Silk
I want
Sonic.
to see them too.
They just got the funk. They got the groove. They got the charisma.
The
It's just, I
vibes.
mean, Anderson Paak alone, I would want to see. That guy's like, he's just a lovable
Music. He's just
character,
music.
right? Like,
He's soul.
he's one of those guys. You say he's soul, he is soul, but I feel like also he doesn't have that genre. There's few artists where
Right.
you don't know where to put him in a genre, and he almost fits in that. Like I don't know exactly where he goes. He's just funk, he's soul. Adam, you don't know who Silk Sonic is?
No, I know who Anderson Paak is, but Silk Sonic, I imagine it's a group, a super group that he's doing. It must be
It
something
is
like that. With
Bruno
who else in it?
Mars.
Oh,
Bruno
Bruno
Mars.
Mars
oh,
and Anderson Paak. They got a
oh,
residency at Caesar's Palace
oh,
currently,
okay. That's probably
and
dope.
Yeah.
I've heard nothing but amazing things about their performance, the just authenticity of the whole show
Right.
is 10 out of 10. So I would love to see them.
I'm not a fan of either of those guys, but
You're not a fan
when
of Anderson Paak for real?
I mean, I can't tell you that I've sat here and listened to his discography. I know I've heard a few songs, nothing
Wow.
that I'm just being
We'll
honest with
send you
you.
some. We'll send you
Yeah.
some.
Right? Send
We'll
me a
send you
link.
some good stuff.
Drop me a link. Yeah. But Bruno Mars, though, I imagine he kind of elevates Anderson Paak to a certain level of, because Bruno Mars has got that je ne sais quoi,
Mainstream. He's
yeah,
mainstream.
yeah,
Right. He
and
could dance. He's one of those guys. He could do it all. Right. He's just an entertainer. I would call Bruno Mars like an entertainer. He kind of does it all.
Yeah.
I'm not like necessarily a big Bruno Mars fan, but when you hear them together and like the soul they bring and their music videos are funny and they're fire. And you got me on that one song, Alexis, smoking out the window.
Yeah. They're a very harmonious pair, in my opinion. And I think Bruno definitely gave Anderson that spotlight with his mainstream
mhm,
sounds and
Right.
all that stuff. I think Anderson has been underrated for many years, and
Yeah.
Bruno definitely just brought him into the spotlight of
Right.
his talent. And they are a great duo, in my opinion. So I would love to see them live.
They're fire. They're on my list. What about you guys? What you think?
um,
Any?
well, as far as like on my list of bands that I want to see or bands that I've seen, or bands that I'm, so a band that I've seen before but I'd love to see again is the one and only Bone Thugs and Harmony. The full lineup, with Crazy, Lazy, Busy, Wish, not Wish, maybe not Wish, but
Bone Thugs
the
are
rest
dope,
of them.
man.
Bone Thugs
Did
and
you go
Harmony.
with? Were you with me when I went and saw them
Yeah, man. I've seen them.
at
I've
the
seen them multiple
observatory?
times,
Yeah,
actually.
I've
Yeah.
seen them. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're dope. They definitely. What's cool about Bone is they sound exactly like they do on record. They sound like that.
Really?
They sound like that live. They don't skip
Yeah.
a beat. And
They don't skip,
in an
miss a run.
era, yep, in an era today where so many people play their music in the background and rap over their songs, like that happens a lot. And I'm like deterred from rap performances right now because a lot of people do that. These guys put the beat on and just rap, and they don't miss a lyric, right? Like they are just on point, old school with it.
That's
Yeah,
impressive.
Bone Thugs is dope. Bone Thugs definitely fire. What about you, Alexis? What's on your list?
So many artists, honestly, but I think first that comes to mind that I have high hopes in would be Brent. I'm going to say it wrong. Brent Fayaz. Fayaz.
Oh,
He's
okay.
he's R&B, kind of new on the scene, but I just think R&B shows are so intimate and you can really connect and vibe, and it's not like those big stadium shows that you kind of feel that disconnection because you're so far from them,
Yeah.
in my opinion. And yeah, he's just somebody, I think he has an amazing voice, and he's not like your average artist that you'd hear on the radio.
Interesting. Like I was gonna say, I heard that name and I know that name. I don't know what song does he sing. Do you know? Is there a
Um,
song?
I want to say he's had a song with Goldlink, so he's
Oh,
kind
okay.
of like that underground R&B. Uh,
I
I don't
like
have
it.
my phone. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, it's all good. I noticed when I started going to R&B shows with you, we've been to a couple that I was actually digging them a lot. I was digging them a lot. like that intimacy and that personal connection you make with them and that vibe that you get, especially if you have someone you love on there. It's awesome. You just put the joint up, chill back,
Yes.
relax, and listen to that R&B vibe for sure. You know, when I was thinking of acts I want to see, surprisingly, most of them weren't hip hop, like acts that I haven't seen yet. But I do have hip hop acts that I still have to see. Um, like one of them actually is Tyler the Creator.
Yeah.
I gotta go see Tyler the Creator.
I would love to see him too.
That fool
I agree.
fucking kills it. He kills it. He's just got
He's a
he's got
performer.
all he's a performer for sure. And he's got that skill set where even he is admittedly said he hates being put into a genre. Like when he won the Grammy, I think they called it like urban rap or something. And he's like,
Yeah.
I think urban's just another way to say ninja. You know what I mean? You know, you catch my like. He's like, I think that's all. Like, he's like, this is like cool, but this is like a backhanded Grammy almost that you would put that label on it, and that's
Yeah,
why I love him so much. He's
but
got all
it's
kinds of
true.
sounds.
It's true though. He's right. You know, he's uh, watching his interviews. You know, he's a pretty smart guy. You know, for the
He is
type of if you watch his videos too, it kind of comes across as well that he's very like intellectual. You know, in his
right.
just eating roaches. You know, like that's a crazy thing to do.
I mean, off the top of my head, I don't know who had a better introduction video to everybody other than Yonkers. When he came out with Yonkers, and I mean, he hangs himself at the end, and his foot's twitching with the beat, and his eyes are crazy and shit, and it's just so
That video, that song
it's
was
so
crazy.
captivating. It's
Yeah,
cat.
very,
He like
very.
had us all captivated right off the bat, and that was like the
Yeah.
introduction to his career. And yeah, man, I haven't seen any Odd Future Wolfgang members. I'd love to see Tyler. As far as rappers go, him and Jack Harlow at the top of my list.
Yeah.
That you
I
want to
I'd
see.
love to
wish
go.
I mean, somebody that I want to see is Russ. I feel like I've been listening to his music for a long time, and I've never seen his live performance, and that's a MC that I'd like to catch a live show.
He
I
seems like
think
he'd be dope. He
right.
seems like
yeah,
he'd
I agree.
be fire. I love those rappers that have sounds from different genres all the time, and he like infuses that too. He has a very like versatile sound. There's so many different sounds you're gonna get with Russ, and the fact that he could rhyme too. Like he's a rapper's rapper. Like he really does commit to being a lyricist as well. Russ was on my list. I would love to go see Russ too.
I agree. I could see him being a really good performer and really putting on a quality show.
Right. He says people hate on him a lot. Is that?
Oh, he
I
does. He
mean,
catches a lot of
right?
hate, man. He
He
gets
says he
Why?
catches. Yeah, I don't know if he's is he white? Is he mixed? I
Because
don't
he's a
know, but
white rapper.
I think he's
maybe. And I
mixed.
know he's indie. I think he's like as indie as they come, right? I don't know if he's signed to a label or anything. I think, he's doing it on his own.
Yeah, he prides himself on being independent and completely independent. That's what I kind of like about him a lot. That he's very DIY. You know, he did it himself, and he doesn't need anybody else to get off of it. So you gotta respect that.
So it's
Is he
hard to
signed to anyone?
No, 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 himself. Like he's,
Wow.
it's all him. It's in his lyrics. You know, he says it in his lyrics.
right.
It's how he flexes. Another MC that's got an amazing live performance, he's very completely underrated is Tech Nine. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Tech Nine live, but
Never seen thing.
an amazing show. Amazing. Tech Nine is one of the dopest MCs out there today. He's still doing it, touring like 200,
I mean,
200 days out of the year.
I'd
They've been
imagine it
around
takes
a while.
Mhm.
long time. Long time. I'd imagine a lot of like flashy lights, theatrics,
Right.
maybe flames in the background. Can you like tell us about a Tech Nine show? Like what can you expect when you go to a Tech Nine show?
Pretty much everyone there's got a Tech Nine shirt on. You know what I'm saying? Everyone there's kind of is a technician, would consider themselves a technician. You know, and
Okay, that's what you call Tech Nine
that's a Tech Nine
followers.
fan, right? Uh, Also, it's another show where a lot of people know all the lyrics as well. You know, because it's all they kind of listen to. And yeah, flashy lights, a lot of red, a lot of him and Chris Calico going back and forth, a lot of choreography. It's called, I believe it's called. Or,
Okay.
just dance moves. They're doing
Right.
fucking
Yeah.
dance moves, and it's
Choreography.
awesome.
But they're synchronized with their dance
Right,
moves. What you're
right.
saying? Okay.
And they'll pull up. They do
I wouldn't picture Tech Nine synchronized dancer,
him and
man.
Chris
That's kind
Calico.
of
Yeah, him and Chris
yeah.
Calico. It's awesome, and they'll pull up the girls off from the stage and like sing like a love song to the girl in her face. You know what I'm saying? Like Chris Calico will.
Wow.
And
I want to
it's
hold on,
awesome,
hold
man.
on. I want to stay on this synchronized Tech Nine dance
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
I'm really trying to picture it. Like, can you describe? Like, it's not like
No, no,
Backstreet
no, no.
Boys
But it's like
dancing.
they'll jump out like he'll jump out at
Okay,
one
he'll
second,
jump
then
out
they'll jump out
towards
like
you.
like
They got a back and forth going on.
man, yeah, they've been doing it. They do it multiple times a night, a year. This
No,
show,
no, no.
they've got to have some cool moves. I imagine like these cool moves are
Yes.
synchronized. And they do it on cue during certain songs. So that's
Right.
therefore it's choreography. So it works. So
I got a great story to tell based on, like you say, they did it every night, right? They know each other real well, right? So back in the day, I used to rap. Believe it or not, I used to do shows, and shows are fun to prepare for. I think that's something I miss, just preparing for shows. But the point of the story is, me and my homie Mike, we used to make music. We were called the Shadow Prophets back in the day. And you know how crazy I am, guys. Both of you guys know I'm like on it. I gotta prep, I gotta practice. We probably did like 15, 20 like rehearsal shows to the point where he knew all my lyrics, right? So we do our first show, and I'm so hyped. I'm like yelling, I'm screaming, I'm hyped, I'm pumping the crowd up. And after
you got
one
winded.
song, I lose
You
my
got winded.
voice.
Yeah. Oh
After
yeah.
one
Wow.
song, I lose my entire voice, and we got a whole set to do.
Damn.
And I'm like, fuck, man. Like, I waited months for this moment, and my voice is gone. There's nothing you could do. If you lose your voice, there's nothing you could do. You can't mentally tap into the Zen place
Like
and get
what
your voice back.
was it?
It
Your voice was shot, or you weren't making
Yeah,
any?
it cracks. It cracks as it was very
Oh
soft.
damn.
So me and Mike rehearsed so much that he knew my lyrics. So he just helped
Wow.
rap over me as I was rapping.
Mike Giannis?
Yeah.
Wow.
We might have to edit that last name out because I'm not trying to call anybody out
Sorry.
by last name. So we'll just
Sorry.
I miss that guy.
so yeah, Mike. Yeah. So Shadow Prophets. Yeah. So he helped me out so big.
So what did you do
in
then
that.
while he's rapping your
Well, I
verses?
still had to give you the theatrics, right? So my hands were still in the air doing the hip hop boy thing. I was still like acting,
What
engaging
are you
in the
thinking?
fans, but
What are you thinking at
I
that
mean,
time?
he carried the show. He carried the show.
Wow.
So shout out to Ion. That was his rap name, Intelligent Oral Nemesis.
Intelligent oral nemesis. That's
It's a
dope.
Shout
dope.
out to
It's a dope name.
Ion.
Dope
Yeah.
name. I
So
was checkmate.
that story actually reminds me of a time when I was in a band myself, 33 Threes, and we were just local, kind of playing bars and stuff like that. One time we're playing this bar um, in Long Beach, and it was an important show because it was at an important venue. I can't remember the name of it now. We were me and the band. Well, I drank so much because of being so nervous, and I just drank and drank and drank.
Awesome.
And man, got up on that stage, and it was horrible. I was cussing, like
Did you
cussing up
vomit?
a storm.
Did you
No,
vomit?
no, but I had got winded after the first song, because I was jumping around and I got winded, and I was just sloppy, and cussing in front of parents, saying like "suck my dick."
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Nice, Adam.
I know, right? I know. There's parents there, and it's just not cool. And then I saw a video of it. I still have the video, and
I want to see that.
oh, it's a horrible video, man. It's just
You're really trying to go for that grunge band feel by like just
man,
swearing at
we thought
parents and
we
shit.
thought we were rock stars. We definitely weren't. Just,
Yeah.
just some posers, but it was fun. Definitely fun. But
Nice.
it's a good time.
Alexis, you ever been in a band? Have you ever been a background singer or background dancer or karaoke?
That's a negative.
That's negative.
Yeah, just been in the crowd. Nothing.
If you had to do a
Why?
karaoke song for like a room full of people, right? Well, what song are you gonna pick? What karaoke song are you best at?
You know, it'd probably be a Britney Spears song because I
Good
know
song.
all the words to quite a
Britney
few of
bitch.
them. Quite a few of
Britney
them.
bitch. I'll allow you
So
to do it only if I could get on the mic first and say it's Britney bitch, and then you can.
I don't think I'm gonna do that song though. But
Okay.
you can like start with that.
Okay.
What
Got you. I
song would it
got
be
you.
though?
I'm thinking, oops, I did it again.
That's a classic.
I know all the words, all of it.
What about you, Alex?
So
What if you had to do some karaoke in front of a group of people? What song would you
Yeah.
pick?
Oh man. Uh, you know what? I'd probably, if I could sing, I would do. This is gonna shock you guys. You guys ready for this? This is not. I'm wearing a Wu Tang hat, and
shock,
I'm
shock.
about to come with a completely out of left field song. It's such a great song. It really speaks to my soul. It's like in my rotation right now. It's an older song, but I like love it, and it puts me in that zone and in that mood. It's Tennessee Whiskey. I would sing
What?
Tennessee Whiskey. I love that song.
How's it go?
That's
I
that's
love
your
that song.
karaoke.
I don't even know all the lyrics to it. I wouldn't sing that song because I know the lyrics. I would be reading off the prompter, but I would try to sing a song. I would sing Tennessee Whiskey.
How's that song go? For some reason I can't.
As sweet Tennessee
Tennessee
Whiskey.
whiskey.
Right?
Right? It's a great song. I saw a video went viral like I think years ago of a dad singing it to a girl. The girl was filming her dad, and she like loved her dad so much, and he was singing to his girl, and it was like such a sweet little video that it made me look up the song, and then I was like, man, this song is cool. Like this song really is like sentimental. It's good. It's a well done song. So
What was that video with the Rock in it? Was the Rock was singing that song to his bars or something?
I don't know, man, but The Rock's been in. He was in the Tech Nine song, wasn't he? Wasn't he just recently
Yeah, I
on a
think they
Tech
did do
Nine
a
song?
Tech Nine song, right? That was,
Yeah.
or no, it was a rock song that Tech Nine was on. I think that's the
Okay.
difference.
Okay.
But the Rock is awesome, man. He can do everything.
We're
That's
talking
He
about live
can.
shows. He is an all you could do
yeah.
a guy. And being I watched WWF back in the day when it was WWF, and that's when The Rock was running shit.
And when he
And
had the
it's so
guitar too, like he was like doing his
yeah,
little
when he had like
Rocky sing-alongs. You know what I'm
the
saying?
leather
Those are
chucks and all that stuff. Yeah, and to see where he's come like so far. Like the guy could run for president.
oh yeah,
I could feel The Rock run
oh
for
yeah.
president years from now. But the loudest I've ever heard an arena. I've been to Game 7 Lakers Rockets years ago. I've been to a Game 7 NBA game. I've been to various shows, various concerts. The loudest I've ever heard an arena get was when The Rock was introduced at a wrestling show, and it was a surprise performance by The Rock. Like no one was expecting him. He was doing his Hollywood thing, and you hear The Rock's music, and like
He's
popcorn's
no,
flying out of the air. You can't even hear your thoughts. I swear to God, the arena is shaking. I have never heard, I thought I was going to lose my hearing. I've never heard anything like for when The Rock came out to, if you smell, oh my God.
Rock is
Huge.
amazing.
It was huge. It was so big.
Yo,
It was,
uh, the Rock is definitely has that stage presence, that aura of look at me, you know. With
yeah.
which
Sure.
another person that has that same kind of aura, that vibe, right, where you can't not look at him, would be XXX Temptation. You know, unfortunately, he's not with us, but he is
Yeah.
definitely like I watch videos of his live performances, and he's just standing there in front of crowds of people, a sea of people. They're all singing the lyrics back to him, and he's just like
Yeah.
pointing them out and in there with them, in the pit there with them. And I think he's definitely got that. He's just. I wish I could have seen him live.
Yeah, he seems crazy. He's intense. You know who would maybe remind me of him that if you want to get a little piece of him would be Lil Uzi. I'd say probably go check out a Lil Uzi show. I've seen Lil Uzi clip. I'm not a big Lil Uzi fan, but I've seen clips of him performing, and that motherfucker goes hard. That guy
Uh,
goes hard.
yeah,
He's
these kids nowadays, these rapper kids nowadays, SoundCloud rappers,
yeah,
they have some killer beats, man. And somebody like Travis Scott, where their live performance is so immense and so kind of intense that people are passing away. And Travis
Let's
Scott,
talk. That
go
was
ahead.
that was an ugly situation. Astro World, like
Right. Well,
I think that whole mess could have been avoided, man. And
you
let me
know,
tell you, we're talking about live performances and artists. I do got to say, like, me and Alexis have seen Travis Scott. He was semi disappointment live. He
oh,
was
really?
he was a semi dis because it's all auto tune,
Okay. So
right?
that's why you're
Right, babe?
disappointed in his
Can you
performance, though?
speak to that?
Yeah, like I mean, we were pretty far from the stage, but he had this very theatrical stage with like a big bird, and he was on top of the bird, but it was very
It was
auto-tuned,
weird.
as you said. It was
Yeah.
very weird, it was robotic, it was staged, it was not authentic, and like
So
it
let
was
me try to.
just it
It was
wasn't
weird.
good.
The bird was cool in the beginning. To give you an idea, it's literally like this huge bird that Travis Scott had to get strapped into because this bird would literally levitate and it would lift, right?
Oh, okay.
And it's cool, right? But he ends up doing like 80% of his set on this bird. And by doing that, it takes away from the energy that Travis Scott would bring to the table because he was stationary. And then on top of it, all the songs were auto tuned, like highly auto tuned, which I know when you listen to him record, like you hear it. I shouldn't have been surprised, but just like to see it live, it's like a whole other disappointment to
Yeah,
see it live,
yeah.
And that show you're talking about, he was opening for Kendrick Lamar. So maybe his set has changed from then, but
You know,
that, yeah, we left disappointed. And then when I heard about Astro World, man, I wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised that something like that happened because I feel like that's been building up. That's been
you
building
know
up. It, yeah.
where Travis Scott came from. Travis Scott kind of made him like willed himself into fame. Like he just faked all his followers and shit like that, and kind of
For
faked
real?
it till you. Oh yeah, man! Like he came out of nowhere, right? He came out of nowhere. He's the biggest fucking star ever, And if you watch like the documentaries about him, he pretty much saw Kanye West and was like, I want to be like Kanye West, and he was just imitated what Kanye did, and started put. And he talked to Kanye's producer on Twitter, and it was just super easy to get a hold of Kanye's producer. Kanye's producer started working with him immediately, like on his first album, and next thing you know, he's fucking Travis Scott.
That's
Insane.
crazy. I mean, he's sick. Don't get me wrong. I'm a
Yeah.
big fan of his. I love his music, but when I saw him live, it was disappointing. And then Astro World, man, I just didn't know why there was a little kid there. I know the little kid was with his
Yeah.
dad, but like, why the fuck would you have a little kid, right? I mean, are we pretending to just like disregard the content, the subject matter of his music? You know what I mean? Like, why would you ever let a little kid
Yeah,
go
because
to a
they sell
Travis
tickets.
Scott show?
They sell tickets to little kids.
It
The thing is
shouldn't
about
have
money.
been
It's
all
about money.
ages. It should not have been all
Yeah.
ages
Well,
at
the
I
thing
all.
is,
think going forward, they're gonna fix that and they're gonna know that because
majority of
let
his
me let
audience
me
is under 21, under 18. You know what I'm saying?
let
So
me one of my favorite songs on his album. Don Toliver sings the lyric, but this is a Travis Scott song. Uh, what does he say? He says, "Smoking on the weed, I'm on the alcohol. I had two girls suck me off." Like, you know the lyrics. You know what I'm talking about? Can't say or can't. That's the song.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just like a glimpse of the content he's making in his music. Like he's talking about sucking off alcohol and drugs. He's very dark.
yeah,
He
Yeah.
tries to say in his interviews that he is a spiritual, God-fearing guy, and that could be the case. But to be honest, his music is very dark and very devilish. Like
even
let's
his
just call
tweets,
it
even
let's
even
just
what he
call it what
tweets.
it is. You know what I mean? It's a very dark place to be. When you listen to his music, I'm a spiritual person, but when I put Travis Scott on, I'm probably drinking. I'm probably on one. I'm having a good time. You know what I mean? I'm feeding
Trying to get
my
hyped
dark
up.
side. I'm feeding my dark
Yeah.
side. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna feed my dark side a little bit. So
Yeah.
I would never take a kid to that show. That's really where they fucked up. I mean, a lot of people got hurt and died, but it's so sad. Imagine being that dad. Imagine being that dad. You come to in the hospital and your son's dead, and he was with you. You're his caretaker, but his dad. I mean, his dad's one versus thousands. There's nothing his dad could do. You know what I mean?
So crazy.
Tragic situation.
Very.
Tragic situation. And I think hopefully, we don't get any more of that during festival season right now. I think a lot of people are gonna be on guard
Have
for
you ever
that.
been in a crowd like that where you felt kind of overheated and that you need to get out?
Oh yeah. So
No.
no. I
It's
mean, a couple
scary
of
as hell.
times at the observatory in Orange County, that was, all of our spots. We've seen so many good shows there. It gets pretty cramped up there. And I know there was
Yeah.
like a Waka Flocka show there. I remember someone got stabbed and it was close quarters. It was pretty crazy. And
Fuck.
also when I went and saw Wu-Tang
We went and saw Wu Tang.
years
I
ago,
went and saw him with you.
I've, yeah,
I
probably
was
I've
with
seen
you.
Wu-Tang
Yes.
numerous times,
So on your
but
birthday.
years ago, for Rock the Bells. It was like when Rock the Bells first came out. It was Wu-Tang's first appearance, I think, in 9 years, right? And it was indoor. I don't know. They learned their lesson because they didn't do it indoor after that, but it was indoor and people were passing out left and right because
Oh, I bet.
everyone was cramming
Wow.
up to the front of the stage. My homeboy had this dope bomber jacket on, like dope jacket on, and he fell down. And when he got back up, someone had took his jacket. It was gone. It was gone. It was gone. But he had passed out and he had to go outside. And it was almost a similar situation where people broke down fences to get in, and it was overcrowded. And Sway was there from Sway in the Universe. That guy's just like a hip hop icon in a
Right.
way. People should give Sway his flowers. He's been in the game forever. But
You
he
don't
was
have the
there.
heads to sway.
You don't have the
You know?
answer, Sway. Uh, but that night he did because he got people to back up. He got people to back up. He was like, "Yo, Wu Tang's not coming out. You guys need to back the fuck up." And that's why when Travis Scott went through his shit, I've been at shows where they do not continue the show unless people spread the fuck out. You know what I mean? So I do think that night could have been prevented. I do.
Yeah, I think
But
Travis Scott, feeds off of that chaotic energy.
yeah,
Definitely
Yep.
something that he kind
He
of
promotes it.
right.
it's a sketchy
Exactly. He
situation,
does.
man.
He
I can
tells
never
people to
be.
break. He tells people to break into the show. He tells people to fucking
Exactly.
come on in. You know what I'm saying? Like hop the fence. I mean, and that's what kids these days they want to hear that shit. At the same time, though, he is the adult in the fucking room. No matter what, he is an adult. And
It,
he knows his audience is all they're all
they all
minors.
look up to him.
Right.
Yeah,
They do. You know,
yeah,
in a fanatical way. In a fanatical way, and it's kind of very. He's got a lot of power. At his fingertips, and with great
Exactly.
power, it's like
yeah. Great
Spider-Man's
responsibility.
uncle says, got great
Yeah, man.
responsibility.
So you know who else
Exactly.
rages? You know who else rages? This was one of my most surprise performances I've ever seen live. I went to the show with you, Adam, and I knew this rapper, and I was a
Oh
fan
yeah.
of this rapper, but I became even a bigger fan
Let me
after
guess.
after,
Is it
after I saw him. Go ahead,
M-
go ahead, go ahead.
is it MGK?
It's MGK,
Yeah,
Machine Gun
MGK.
Kelly,
Right.
lace up, right? Like
He had that
before I get
vibe.
before I get into it, I'm happy to see him blow up now and be the star that he is, but it's almost comical that he's doing it off garbage ass music because it is garbage ass music. If he
This is the
wasn't
number one album
banging,
in the world right now. It's the
if
number
he
one album in
wasn't
the world.
banging Megan Fox, he would be nobody.
But
Okay.
no, he's got the number one album in the world, bro.
Yeah, I know. So that's why I say I'm happy for him. He seems to be living this great life.
I heard he
And
likes buttholes.
I mean, it's okay.
yeah, man, I heard he likes to drink blood too. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, you heard
All the above.
where? From where? From where did you hear this? What are your sources on this? Look,
It
I
was
think
on a
MG
podcast.
Oh, okay. Well, now somebody heard it on this podcast, but I think MGK is an awesome MC. Like an incredible. He's got incredible energy about a rebel energy, and that's why I think he fits with this punk rock kind of thing. But at the same time, I feel like he's left. He kind of gave hip hop the finger. And was like, "Fuck off,"
Nah.
like I'm done with you.
Well,
guys.
Going
what
rock.
happened.
Alternative.
He's alternative, definitely like pop alternative. Even I
Yeah.
call it garbage. It should be filed under garbage because the music is absolute garbage. Okay, but I'm
And-
happy for you, MGK. I'm happy for you because you were a sick ass fucking rapper. Okay, you were a sick ass fucking rapper, and you let the Eminem beef somehow end your rap career, which added to Eminem's like battle legacy. And Eminem didn't even like dominate that battle. He came out with a
Yeah,
song. He
dude.
called MGK a mumble rapper, and MGK is not even a mumble rapper. And he didn't even win the battle, but I think the problem is MGK. A lot of his fans were Eminem fans too. So it's like, you pick Eminem's side just because Eminem is.
Cancels out.
Yeah.
I did.
But honestly, let's get to the live show. I mean, he was a great live show. This guy was a great
jumping
live show.
off balconies, like jumping off the balcony, dude, like over our heads. Like, what is this guy doing?
Right. Like climbing the fucking stadium walls and like rapping from the stadium walls. He was rapping every lyric, right? He had the live band with him, which I'm sure is still with him, but his drummer is sick as fuck. His drummer got skill. And I was like,
is it Travis Barker?
It like a lookalike. It's not.
He has Travis Barker.
He probably does now have Travis Barker.
It definitely had that punk rock vibe, but a hip hop feel. Like it was a punk rock show, but it was a hip hop. Like there was a bunch of dudes like standing around on stage, but it was like a punk show, And
it was.
It just is very cool.
Punk rap.
There were mostly like white boys in the audience, but there were, there was mixed race, but he came to that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But those people were at the time relating to him. You know what I mean? Because let's face it, for whatever reason, his rap career didn't take off the way it should. Because he really is talented. He really was like a really good rapper.
The fact that Eminem responded to him is enough of his rap career is enough. So
well, you know why Eminem responded?
It
was over his daughter. That's why you can't. MGK can't be like, I'm a big fan of yours, and then talk about wanting to bang your daughter. Like that, Eminem had the right to be like, "What the fuck? Don't tell me you're a fan of me." And then and then you're talking about keep my daughter's name out your mouth.
The fact that he's on Eminem's
I didn't know that
at all. That Eminem even knows who he is.
No.
That's
why Eminem knew it. But Eminem called him a mumble rapper, so clearly Eminem didn't listen to his raps, right? But okay. So Alexis, you mentioned Travis Barker. That's actually, I would love to see Blink-182 live.
I would have loved to see them in the 90s. I don't know now how it'd be, but I would have loved to see them in their prime in the 90s, maybe early 2000s.
Do they got beef? Did they have a falling out, or they just don't make music?
No,
they're just grown men. And
I think, it's just maybe past their time. They might be still good, but
they're on different bands. I think there's like Angels and Airwaves, one band they're in. Travis Barker's like in 8 different bands.
Travis Barker's all over the place, featuring drums and so many genres now.
They're all doing different projects. Not that they're separated. They're just into different things. Like Tom, whatever his name is, like super into aliens, and he's like all this conspiracy theory type shit.
What about Green Day?
I would love to see Green Day again. So that was my first concert I've ever seen. I was 11 years old.
That's a good concert. To be your first, to have Green Day as they're iconic. For sure.
Yep. I was in 4th grade and I was obsessed with Green Day. And my mom took me and I had the best time ever, but I was 11 years old. So I would love to see them as an adult and relive all that. It was great.
They're still a group. They're still a group, right?
Yeah,
like
they're still together. They go on tour and everything.
When I hear that song, "Good Riddance," is that the song?
Yeah.
Good Riddance. Like
Time
that's
of
like
your life.
Time of your life. That song gives me like goosebumps. That's like one of those songs in life that is so nostalgic and takes you back to a certain place in life. Like if I had a soundtrack to my life, that song would be part of the soundtrack.
It
just reminded me
classic.
Of the series finale of every fucking sitcom.
Right.
Yeah.
Song,
seriously.
They play it at like graduations and stuff like that. They play it at pivotal moments in your life where there's like emotion running through you.
The time of your life.
The time of your life. I think that's one of the, I'm going to go on the limb and say that's probably one of the best songs ever recorded.
Oh, really?
Ever. Adam, I had you help me and Alexis with our wedding video. And with photo, I believe I picked that song. I picked that song to play with like snippets of our photos and stuff like that. And
that was a song.
And
watching that video and making that slideshow, watching that over and over again. And while I was making it, that song does catch you, man. Like it does catch you. Like
it does.
It makes
you that
you
lump
feel,
in your throat.
Yeah, and at your wedding, man, I thought it played out perfectly. I was like, man, it hit the way you wanted it to hit. It's just like, It's a good slide
One
show.
of the best songs ever recorded, and one of the best groups of all time.
I agree.
Longevity goes a long way. Longevity goes a long way. To do what you do and to have the following you have and to make quality music for so long. I was in fifth grade when these guys were making music. You know what I mean? I was in fifth, fourth grade. I'm 36 years old. These guys still making music and still relevant music. So
Speaking
I,
of longevity,
Mm-hmm.
another band that I would like to see, I haven't ever seen, and they're still making music out there, is Metallica. I think going to a Metallica show would be
I'd see
awesome,
Metallica.
incredible.
Oh yeah,
Even today, like in their old age, I think it would still be an incredible show.
they'd still rock it.
Right.
Yeah, they got energy for sure. They
They've been
got
doing it for the last 30-some years.
yeah,
And they're still releasing albums. It's incredible.
right.
That's awesome.
What about you, Alexis? Who you trying to see?
Live? So like I said earlier, definitely Brent Fayaz. Other than that, I think one of my dreams still is Drake because I love Drake. And I've heard he's an amazing performance, but I have not gotten the honor to be there.
I am perplexed that you haven't seen Drake.
I am
I'm seriously
perplexed.
baffled. Seriously baffled. This woman
I
loves
know.
Drake. She loves Drake.
Obsessed.
Like
Obsessed.
obsessed with Drake.
Since
He's
his first mixtape, like before his album, like obsessed. Degrassi Days.
No, I'm pretty
Degrassi,
sure
whatever.
we've seen Drake 2 times, right? Have we seen Drake 2 times, or was it one
Stop
time?
bragging. Stop bragging.
No,
Okay.
we've seen
I'm
Drake
trying-
once. We've seen
That's
Drake
enough.
once.
It's
But
enough.
props to Drake. He has so many hits. Like it felt like we've seen him twice.
Yeah, it was
Right.
a long show too.
We have seen Drake, and this was years ago. This was when Nothing Was the Same came out. So he's dropped so much more material since we've seen him. And that is crazy to think about because one thing I noticed with Drake is he had like, I don't know, 5 different outfit changes, Adam, right? He had a pause. He had a long pause in the show at one point. But during that pause, he kept playing songs of his. And it was just like endless. It was like, oh my God, he's on this hit. And I'm like, oh my God, he's on this hit. And I'm like, oh shit, this is another hit. And he's not even performing those because he just has so many hits that he could perform.
What I loved about
He's a
that
fucking
Drake
legend. He's a fucking legend.
What I loved about that Drake show, he got up on the rafters of the place, you know, and we were up pretty high. So now he's like eye level with us, and he's like looking at all the people like eye level, you know, and he's pointing everyone out and walking throughout the whole stage. It was amazing.
He had a circular walkway,
right?
That I want to say lit up. And it lifted from the stage. So he was suspended in air on this circular walkway. And he would walk around too. I don't know if you remember this. He was walking around and he was calling out people in certain sections and like rapping about what they were wearing or something like that.
And people going crazy over it. And it was so dope. It was a great show. It was a long show too. Kanye West also opened up for Drake that show.
Oh man. No, he did it. You're completely wrong about that.
No, Drake opened for Kanye.
You're 120% wrong. You're mixing it up. So what happened? What you're talking about is Kendrick opening for Kanye, because you and I went to the Yeezus tour, which is his worst album, Kanye's worst album. But the show was amazing. The show was like
a movie. It's like a movie.
So Kanye is my all-time favorite performer. Kanye's performance by far was the best performance I have ever seen live. If any of you guys get a chance to see Kanye live, do yourself a favor and get that ticket. And I guarantee you're going to have an experience. It was cinematic. It was like a Broadway show. It was so theatrical. There was buildup. There were music drops. Everything had like a purpose. Right? This motherfucker gave me goosebumps, like literal goosebumps. And I'm a spiritual person. And this guy had me like looking up to the sky, like practically praying to God at one point. It was just like feeling.
I'm pretty sure we left
feeling the spirit.
It was a spiritual experience. Leaving.
It was a spiritual experience. And at that time, and still to this time, he's known to be such a narcissist. But when you go to his show, it is anything but that. Like, let me tell you some highlights from the show. He had the entire arena chanting his name. This was at Staples Center. Okay. It was Staples Center. It wasn't crypto.com arena. It was Staples Center. It
But
was
like,
sold
doesn't
out.
everybody chant the artist name? Like when they're there, they all do that.
No, I hear
So
you, but
that's
listen
not
to
that
where I'm going.
impressive.
No, listen to where I'm going, you Kanye hater. Okay.
Oh,
I'm not a
Listen
Kanye hater. I'm just
listen to
saying,
where
like,
I'm going.
everybody does that.
Everyone gets their names chanted for sure when you go to a
true.
show.
Yeah.
He had his name chanted and he directed all of it to God. Okay. Now, whatever you believe in, the
That's powerful.
humbleness, the humbleness of directing all that energy and praise to something else that is other than you, that is higher than you, to not take those chants. He didn't want those chants for himself. He directed it somewhere else. And that was like such a beautiful moment in that moment. And to see a arena full of people go crazy when Jesus Walks came on, that was crazy. And remember, no one raps about Jesus. No one raps about God. There's no rapper coming out with spiritual content of any kind that I could think of right now. This guy had an arena go crazy when that song dropped. Adam, you remember that?
Yeah, actually,
I mean, you're not Catholic, you don't believe in Jesus or anything, but you
yeah,
could
I believe in
appreciate the
God.
moment.
You know,
Yeah,
wait a minute,
but you
wait a
could
minute.
appreciate the moment,
Yeah,
right?
but that doesn't mean like I don't, Anyway, the thing is, it's crazy. I was just thinking, like, it's crazy how you still remember that, because I
Oh,
don't.
it was
I
so
don't remember
powerful.
him. I don't remember him directing it to God, but it does sound like yeah, it sounds correct. But
It was powerful, and
yeah,
then
man,
that
that's
moment was powerful, and it
do
was
I
just
do
it was
remember when Jesus Walks dropped, everyone
yeah,
like, and it almost is like seamless. Like it was that moment, and then Jesus Walks came on, like almost like he had planned for everyone to be
right,
chanting his name at that moment, and then he's like, no, 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 it's for God,
right,
and then Jesus Walks drops, right? Like that
yeah.
was, it's just type
It was big
magical
time.
type shit.
Great show. Great show. Who's you guys' favorite performance? Because that by far really is like if I had to see one show or relive a show that I have gone to, I would do that. I would
Uh,
do that.
there's one group that I constantly go back over and over again. Just went in February. I feel like every year I go. Um, but Insane Clown Posse, man. Like I
ICP.
love the soda. I love the theatrics. I love the intros. I love uh, like I love knowing what type of shirt I'm gonna wear when I'm going. Just be like, oh, this is the dope shit I'm gonna wear. I'm gonna rock this dope shit. Everyone's gonna see like, oh, dope shirt. I just love the whole kind of experience when I go. It's more than just the show. It's
When I see
It
your
really is a
video,
community.
it
it
is,
is,
yeah.
it really is. Yeah. Go
You
ahead.
guys
What
are
were you gonna
tight.
say?
When I see the videos that you post when you go to these shows, it looks like a spring break girls gone wild, almost like
Yeah,
crazy shit. They're
yeah.
like
It's
you
crazy.
posted a video where they were throwing shit in the audience. I don't know, and your
Yeah,
video literally stops because I think you're like getting fucking hit in the head with something. But like it just looks crazy.
yeah.
They're like throwing alcohol or water in the
It's
audience.
soda.
They're
It's
throwing
soda.
shit. People are going crazy. Is that what it is? Soda?
Yeah,
And
it's
like you
soda.
had to stop. You had to stop filming because like you probably had to cover your
They
head or
aim,
some
they
shit.
aim
I
for
don't know.
they aim for you. Like if you were holding the camera up, they'll aim for your camera and try to hit it out of your hand. I got
Well,
on
you
stage
know
the
what's
last
funny is
show.
I needed to say, I wanted to say this for those watching, but for those not being able to watch, your hair, you got like an alfalfa thing going right up, right?
I see
I
it.
love it.
Like I've noticed that from the beginning of the show, and I feel like that's just at like you're a mark right there. Like if you went to an Insane Clown Posse show right now,
Yeah,
you're getting
no,
a soda bottle thrown
they
right
call it
at your
splat.
face
Yeah,
because it's just
well,
like
I've been hit. I've been hit with it before. I've definitely been hit. And it's all good. It's not the end of the world. It's just
yeah.
grab it and throw it back. And that's it.
That reminds me, I've never seen Stevie Aoki. I'd love to see Aoki because he cakes people.
Ooh.
That's his thing. He cakes people. I'm not even big on his music, but his shows look amazing. His shows look crazy. His documentary on Netflix, like, hyped him up to me to make me want to go see him. And I live in Vegas. Like, we got to make that happen for sure.
Yeah. What was the last show you guys went to?
Man, I don't remember. It's been a long time.
It was the Sid and Malia's show.
Hey, yeah. Was that the last show?
That
Wow.
was the last show in like 29, no, 2017
Damn.
Been a
Damn.
long
5
time.
years. Damn.
or 2018. I don't know,
No.
but it
Yeah,
was
I don't
a
know.
long time ago.
Yeah, that was a good. I mean, that was a good show. Sid was cool. Her opener, Malia, was like this underground act, and she was like amazing, dude. She played the guitar. It was so vibey. Like
So good.
she was great.
Amazing.
I'd love to see Janae Aiko. Speaking of vibey, that's someone who is high on my list, and it would be cool if I get Big Sean with her. A Janae Big Sean show. That'd be sick.
That would be so good.
I do it. Wait,
You know,
Alexis, who's your favorite performance?
So I would say my best experience was with Clark, and we went to see Fallout Boy and Paramore,
Wow.
and
Okay.
it was just amazing. It was just amazing. It was like a lot of throwbacks for us from middle school, but like we were on like the lawn at the Irvine Amphitheater, and it was outside, and everybody was just like smoking joints, and there was this old guy next to us. He was like in his 60s, and he was like passing us joints. We were like 21, 22 at the time, and it was just a good time.
the
Just
Irvine, the Irvine
chill.
Amphitheater is a great, it's a great venue
I
for
know,
festivals.
such
You
a
know,
good
like it's,
venue.
yeah, I love that place. It's awesome. I wish
Me
more
too.
people went
Did they
to
close
do
it? I
shows.
heard they closed. I heard they closed it down.
Did they?
I heard they closed it and then opened it,
Oh, that's good.
right? Like it was closed for
I
a
have no
while and
idea.
then they opened it back up. I don't know,
I could check.
but they did close
Hey,
it for a while.
all
Uh,
right. Favorite venues? You guys have a favorite venue?
hmm,
For me, it's the Observatory in Orange County. That's my favorite venue.
Definitely.
It's like almost a perfect space to be intimate but still big at the same time.
Right.
And I've seen so many good shows there that it's like just holds sentimental value for me.
uh,
Definitely.
the observatory is up there, but also I also like the Grove, Anaheim. Anaheim. It's right there, Disney kind of. It's a very nice, clean. I don't know, just clean. Fucking. I feel clean when I go there. I don't know. I feel
Feel
I
safe.
haven't
clean?
been
I
there.
feel safe there. Up there.
That's saying something because you're a dirty ass.
That's
I am
good.
dirty. You know, I did want to mention like festivals without music, like the SantaCon. You know, these are like
What? What?
What? What?
never, never mind. Never mind.
The fuck you talking about?
Uh, well,
SantaCon?
well, no,
You're
there's
you trying to
festivals
get
around the
more
world,
toys?
like
You
the Battaglia di Vino, where it's a festival where they just throw wine at each other. You know what I'm saying? It's in Italy. They just throw wine as the
Oh,
weapon, and
oh,
it's just the streets are filled with people, and they're all
oh.
wearing shirts covered with wine. You know, and
I'd
they're
rather go
just
to Mardi Gras.
well, Mardi Gras would be dope. I would love to go to Mardi
No,
Gras.
I
So,
mean, why? That sounds fun. That sounds fun. But getting wine thrown at you, I guess, is
you know,
cool for sure. I mean, I'd
Mm.
rather try to drink the wine.
or like the International Sand Sculpture Festival. You know, which is
Okay,
all just sand sculptures, and they light them up. You know, they put LED lights all up in them, and they make them look dope. And it's like Christmas. It's like
that sounds.
Christmas on the beach, man. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of cool. You know, and another festival I'd like to go to without any music is the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. Is where all
You
the
have a fucking list.
yeah, I
You
do.
Wow,
have quite the
balloon.
I
That's
list.
a
do.
hot. That's a hot air balloon
Hot
ride.
air balloon. It's no, not just a hot air balloon. It's the most concentrated gathering of hot air balloons. So everybody's up in a hot air balloon, you know, at the same time, and they're probably all bumping music in the air. You know what I'm saying? That'd be cool. That's what I would do. I'd
Wow.
have my little
Are you taking your little
kid,
dog
you
Speaker
with
know,
you up there?
in my little backpack. You
taking.
know, I got a little
Oh no,
backpack.
who
My
you
little
taking up
backpack.
Oh
with you on the?
no.
Look at him in his little suit. Look at him. Look at him in his little suit.
Oh, he's a
See,
very distinguished
he
gentleman.
is a gentleman. He's a
Yes.
good boy.
Well, you know what you were mentioning. I'm bringing it back to music because I don't got any other festivals on my mind. But I would like to go to Burning Man. All that shit
Burning
you were
Man.
mentioning
Well,
kind of
Burning
led me
Man
to
is
like Burning Man is kind
yeah.
of like a alternative kind of
hmm
festival, right? Is there
Yeah,
music
Burning
at
Man
Burning
is.
Man? There's music at Burning Man,
It's
right?
not the focus of it. You know, it's not.
It's
It's
not,
definitely
right?
not the focus. Right.
They
It's
light shit on fire and it's more of like an artistic
right.
dance around the fire expression
Right.
kind of shit,
I
right?
would
And
love to
like
go to Burning Man.
and yeah, and be rugged like out there in the desert
Do
and
drugs,
barter, right? From what I'm hearing,
drugs,
it's a big barter
and
system,
sex.
drugs and sex and orgies and stuff.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Sex.
Sex. Yes.
Yeah. Well, you know who I want to see though too. I want to give a little special shout out to Mac Miller. Mac Miller is someone I would love to see live, and I missed out on seeing Mac Miller live. And Alexis, that's Mac. Alexis, her favorite artist is Mac Miller, and
Mm.
she showed me the genius to Mac Miller. I was always a fan of his, but she really like allowed me to dive into his artistry of Mac. Can you speak to Mac? You've seen him live, right?
Yeah, I mean, it makes me so sad that he's gone, but so talented. My favorite. He could play drums, piano, guitar, his voice, his rapping, everything. I feel like you can connect whether you're partying, you're down, you're happy, you're making money, whatever.
Yeah.
So I think that's just, I don't know, he's a very well-rounded artist in my opinion, and so sad to see such a young talent go at a young age.
And
And
I had to break that news to you.
it was super, I definitely cried hysterically at work when I found out he was
Yeah.
gone. And
So sad.
that was
He practically predicted his death,
Yeah.
right? Like
pretty much, yeah,
he had that rap line, right, where he said, "I hope the drug dealer doesn't sell me bad stuff, and I don't want to join the 27 Club."
27 Club.
I don't know the exact how he rhymed it and how the lyric was, but he literally pretty much said, "Do not sell me bad drugs." So I die at 27, and he died at
That's
27.
exactly what happened.
He died. That's exactly how it happened.
He said
It's
something
so
like,
sad, tragic.
he had a line like something about an OD. He says, what's a guy without a G, a little OD kind of thing. Like I don't know, man. Like
Yeah, yeah,
he
he
was
did. Say,
very,
yeah,
he was
What's a
very,
god without an OD or
you know,
something?
what's a guy
I
without
don't
a
know.
G, just a little OD. You know,
Yeah.
something like that. Where
Yeah.
and it just seemed very
That-
like he was prophesizing. You know, like
Yeah.
it's very cryptic. You know, it's just super sad about Mac Miller. It does make me sad every single time listen to
Yeah.
his music or see his video. And I'm not even that big of a fan, you know. But just the fact that it's such a sad story. And then you look at like his partner, like what's his damn name? He did that rock star song. I can't think of his name. White boy with the eyelids sleep.
I don't know, man. I wasn't aware he had a partner. To me, Mac Miller was
No,
always
yeah,
a
his
solo
best
act.
friend, right? Wasn't it? Or his friend, he did a rock star with 21 Savage. You know what I'm talking about.
I think you got
I don't know.
Oh my god.
I don't
Mac
know.
Miller's dope. And a secret about this show right now is we've all been babysitting a shot, and we poured some shots out.
Yeah,
I
we
wanna
have
take
been
a sh-
babysitting.
I do want to take a shot right now, not just for Mac, but for all the artists that I would have loved to see that are no longer
Are
here,
gone.
are
Are we taking
gone.
shots right now? Okay.
Who
All
would
right.
you want to see that's gone?
Oh man, for me, well, one Tupac.
Post
I would
Malone.
love to. I'd love to see Tupac. Post Malone's
Me
still
too.
alive, bro.
That's what I
What
was
are you
talking
doing?
about. I was talking about Post Malone, you know?
Oh,
That's what I was
Post
talking
Malone.
about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's gone? But who's gone that you could see?
I want to see Tupac, but I'll get that out of the way. I want to see. I would love to see Nipsey. I would have loved to see Nipsey. Nipsey
Yeah.
was another one that was gone. That's super tragic story. I would love to see Nipsey Hustle live, by far. So cheers,
How about you,
guys.
Adam?
Oh, I did it already.
Oh.
Cheers.
Oh.
Let me think. I need a little bit of time.
What about you, Lex?
Okay. Okay. Well, Nirvana, definitely, because Mac Miller I've seen, but I would love to see him again. And Tupac, you already said I would love to see Tupac over Biggie. Tupac over Biggie.
Yeah, I'd love to see
Uh,
Biggie, but yeah, Tupac.
But Nirvana, after all of that, Nirvana, Kurt Cobain for sure.
I'd like to see, unfortunately, I'd like to see Pop Smoke, who I think
Yeah.
is like, yo, man,
He
his
was on the
voice
come
is
up.
so incredible. You know, his voice is so incredible, and it's just sad, heartbreaking.
Yeah.
So,
Horrible,
so
man.
yeah, Pop Smoke
lazy
is definitely
Well, rest
Rest
in
in
peace,
peace.
to all the ones, all the artists we lost.
with the Wu-Tang Chocolates too.
Yeah.
Another artist though I want to mention, the Baby. I feel like the Baby is He's that
So he's still
controversial.
alive. Let's just make that clear. But
Yes,
yeah,
he is alive.
the baby will be a dope show.
Yeah,
I
no,
just don't want
he's
people
just
to
that
hear
so
this and be like,
controversial. Yeah, no,
He's
he's
gone.
just so controversial, you know,
wait,
like where
the baby's dead?
yeah, no,
Yeah,
the
no,
baby
he
is
yeah.
baby is pretty awesome. You know, just his vibe on the internet. It's just
Duh, baby. Duh,
anyway,
baby. You know who else is sick?
you said,
I didn't want to forget it. You mentioned my Wu-Tang shot glass in my hat. Wu-Tang's dope as a group, but fucking Method Man.
oh yeah,
Method Man is a
oh yeah,
motherfucking legend. Method Man's got so much charisma. He
oh
gets
yeah,
down on the mic. He
oh
gets
yeah.
so crazy. He's got the jams and a spectacle to see. Is this man is like 6'6"? How tall
Mhm.
you think Method Man is?
It's
Method
like
Man is
seven
tall.
foot. He's like 7 foot tall.
Okay.
It's like
Let's
seven
call
foot
him
six.
let's
He's
call him
seven
Kevin
six,
Durant.
bro.
Let's
Yeah,
call
he's
him
seven
Kevin
six.
Durant. No,
There we
I
go.
don't think he's that tall, but and he's big now. He came out skinny, but Method Man's big now. This guy walks on the crowd. He doesn't crowd
Yeah,
surf.
he walks on
He
his
calls it
shoulders.
he
On his
calls it the
shoulders.
meth. He calls it this meth walk.
It's
Shoulders
sick.
or even their hands. Even their hands. People put their hands up and he'll walk on their hands. They'll put and he's standing on top of them and
Yeah,
he is
I've seen
literally
it.
walking on the crowd. Okay, rapping, coming with the
Right, like
cow, coming with
not
the
even dropping
cow.
a sweat, not dropping a sweat, just kind of cool, same cool Method Man, just like you would never know he was on unstable ground, but he is, you know, like just it's fucking
Method
dope.
Man is so sick live.
Man, this
And
show's
the Roots crew. You and I, Adam, we went and saw the Roots on New
they're
Year's,
all right,
and I
yeah,
didn't
they're
know
all
if it was
right.
going to be a busy show. It's New Year's,
It was
people may
crazy
be
show.
hungover. It was New Year's Day, not New Year's Eve, but New Year's Day, and we got there early, right? And shows never start on time. Like, what the fuck show starts on time? I've never been to a show that starts on time other than the Roots. The Roots started right on time. And by the time we got there, it was already packed
Yeah,
all the way to the back.
to the
All
back,
there
yeah.
was no chance getting to the front. And they put on such an amazing show. And Questlove, the drummer. Do you remember this? Questlove, the drummer, had a beat battle. They brought some guy on stage that had like the little beat box, right? The little
Mhm.
machine where you could make the beats and shit. And this guy's good. He's making beats right there on the fly, dope drums. And Questlove is battling him with the drums. It was sick. It was so good.
Yeah.
And they had like live instruments like saxophones
Yeah.
and trumpets and shit on stage, and it was phenomenal, phenomenal. I could see why they're on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon because they are the best band out there.
Best hip hop band
Legendary
out there.
Roots crew, legendary Roots crew. Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, to me that show was it was I like I mean, you know, like to me I was just it wasn't that great just because we were so far in the back and it just was
well, I mean, you like high energy shows, which is
yeah.
nothing wrong with that. And they're not necessarily that, right? They're not going to throw soda at you. And you're not necessarily going to get girls showing their titties off at the Roots show.
What?
It's
What?
more of a conscious hip hop.
Yeah, but you know who does have a dope show who's very underrated is Snow the Product. Snow the Product is
Yeah,
an awesome live show. Like that chick is just
she was sick.
insane energy.
She was sick.
You saw her
Underground,
together?
yeah, that was for my birthday. We went to a Snow Product show on my birthday at the observatory. So many of these great moments happened at the observatory. But she was fun. She was live. She was a good rapper, good underground female rapper. If you don't know her, Snow the Product. She's got some skill, man. She
Oh
could
no,
rap.
people know her, man. She's not underground anymore. She's definitely blown the
I
fuck
don't know.
up.
Alexis, do you know her? Have you ever heard her?
Maybe, but
You've heard
never
of her.
listened to her.
You've seen her
You know,
go ahead.
you two people, I respect your guys' musical opinions. I was thinking about this. Like one of my dream gigs, I think if I could have a dream gig would to be to own a record label and to pick the artists that get signed
Right.
and to put out the
A&R, to be
music,
an A&R.
to be an A&R, right? And what I would do if I had a record label, like Adam, you got a great ear for potential and for
Thanks,
talent. Like
bro.
you do call out a lot of artists
Thank
before
you.
they get big,
Thank
i.e. like
you.
you did. I mean, you actually showed me G-Eazy before G-Eazy blew up.
Way
You
before
showed me
Facebook.
You showed me Kendrick Lamar, who's my favorite rapper. He had this song "Far From Here" with Schoolboy Q,
Mhm.
and you showed me that song, and look where TDE's at right now. You have a great ear for potential. Not
Thank
everything
you.
you listen to, I'm down with. I'm not gonna lie.
And
I mean,
some
you
things
listen,
are
Wait,
you
wait,
off
wait,
listen.
the wall, man. I
wait,
listen to off the wall shit.
rewind.
Yeah.
Rewind. What song did you show Alex from G-Eazy?
Was it Run Around Sue? It's like first album.
Nah,
Oh,
it wasn't even
yeah.
that. It wasn't even that. There was one
That's like
where
2012 G-Eazy
no.
or
Okay, hold on.
2011.
Let me grab my phone.
2012.
He
Yeah,
showed
it
me
was
a
like
different. You showed me a different song. It wasn't Run Around Sue.
That was a mixtape.
It was off a mixtape because it was mixtape G-Eazy. That's what I'm saying. Adam called him out before he blew up. He said he was gonna blow up.
That's
I
when
do it a lot.
I found G-Eazy was the Runaround Sue phase.
That song just hit me like right here.
Mm-hmm.
This is who is this dude? Like, who is this guy? And I just
Mm-hmm.
followed all this. And then he just got famous, and I was like, awesome. And then he got way
Waspy.
famous. He got too famous, and I was like, I can't fuck with him anymore. It's really out there.
I've
Yeah,
seen
it's not the
G-Eazy
same,
like
you know?
4 times.
That's someone I want to see. You see, how is his show? Is he a good rapper?
So
Like,
good.
is he
So
on point
good.
with it?
So good. I've seen him. It's been a while since I've seen him, but the few times I have seen him,
Yeah.
consistent.
I
Yeah,
found
G-
it. It was The Outsider. It was The Outsider.
I didn't like that song.
Yeah, but because it's, you know what? So where I was going with this whole me own a label, Adam has the potential, but Alexis has the ear for a star. Like if you could please Alexis, you are a superstar. The woman is hard to please. She really she loves, like, when it comes to her music, she's super critical. She's a little biased to like Drake and shit. Like Drake could release anything and she'd be like, that's fire.
Like-
And it's like, yeah, right. But
Yeah, Drake
I
is
would
pretty
come to
dope.
you I would come to you. You'd get the potential. You'd be my ear to the streets. But Alexis would help me
I'm
find
the
that
final
superstar.
opinion.
You would help me
I'd
find.
gather them all up. I'd gather them up, and then she'd
Yeah,
pick
I
them
mean,
out of the
I
bunch.
would sign
I'm
some
the
things.
final opinion.
No, what it is, yeah, you are the final opinion. But what it is I'm only going to spend like marketing money on the artists you tell me to spend marketing money on. That's what I'll push. But you got that here.
Well, thank you. I mean, I appreciate that compliment, and honestly, that's something that's the type of compliment I've been looking for you for fucking 10 fucking years, man. I swear
Yeah.
to God, I've just
I
been
mean, you're
waiting for you
not
to tell me that.
always on point
Like
with
we
it.
always
You're not
we always have
on-
these music battles in the car, like trying to be like, all right, now listen to this one. And I'm like looking and see, like, does he dig it? Does he dig it? You know what I'm saying? And I feel like you do the
That's-
same. Or we'll send like
sometimes
YouTube videos back and forth. You know, like we'll send YouTube videos, and you're like, I'm not even gonna listen to that one just because I know it's some crazy ICP shit. I'm like, fucking. You
It's
know?
like
But-
sometimes I'll send you one song because I think it's dope. But like I know I'm about to get 5 songs back that I
yeah,
don't
because
like.
I listen to your song. And
I
I'm
don't
like,
like.
all right,
That I
now
don't
you
like.
listen to my song. You know,
No,
like now you hear my
showed me
shit.
some.
You know.
You know who else you called out actually is Iggy Azalea, and not that she's huge. She actually got to a big time level. I
she's
mean, I'm not
huge.
saying she's like
Everyone
super
knows her.
talented, but you were listening to Iggy like on the underground scene as
Yeah,
well.
remember,
too.
like I was just on a pussy mixtape. Like I was about that white girl shit. I was like, yeah, I'm about this Iggy Azalea. Now she's still dope, you know.
Yeah. See, I love like 90s underground hip hop, but when it comes to new school, I don't know how to search for underground hip hop. That's where like you really
SoundCloud.
are underground at.
SoundCloud, man. It's all about SoundCloud. Like Marlon Craft is an MC that I'm all about right now. He's just so
Yeah.
that kid is gonna.
Marlon Craft is good.
Thank you. Yeah, he is dope. He's very dope. You know, I just like his vibe. You know, he's got this. He's just jazzy, like very cool, very laid back, but still like hood as fuck. Just New York, you know, like New York ain't
Very
dead.
easy.
It's very-
Does he play Quidditch? When I hear Marlon Craft, he sounds like a Harry Potter character to me. Like I feel like he's got some like magical.
It's the craft. It's the
more
craft.
like a name like Checkmate. It's something like
Yeah.
Checkmate if you think about it. It's kind of like it's in that same vein of, you know, he's like something about, you know, Marlon. I don't know what Marlon means, but like Marlon, it's craft. I don't know. Maybe Marlon means something
He's
like.
cool. Like, he is dope. He's got some good music videos.
Yeah, he's got good music.
All right.
But yeah,
So, if we were to have one question I'd love to ask people to get an idea is, if you were going to have a concert, you're going to throw a concert, okay, and you could get any 3 acts to come to your show and to do this show for you. You're going to throw a big bash. You got 3 acts. Who's your opener? who's the middle act, and who are you going to close the show with?
All right.
Okay, so who's your opener, who's your middle act, and who you're gonna close the show with? This is your party. You got your name blasted all over it. This is a huge event, a
Yeah.
wild shindig.
I feel like
We
I
got
would have I would like to have like a party slash shindig slash event where the opener would be Yellow Wolf and Kasky, as
Okay.
a group,
as a
and
tandem.
then the mid would be Cypress Hill,
Ooh,
and then the last closer would be Everlast.
okay. I'm shocked by that answer, dude. That sounds like a fun show. I would go to that show.
Yeah,
I'm not
that'd be
gonna
dope,
lie.
too.
I would go to that show. Yellow Wolf and Kasky, they're pretty wild. They got a good back and forth between them. Like they mesh together real well. Cypress Hill. Cypress Hill's actually I would love to go see. I've never seen them live. I would love to see Cypress live. And then Everlast, really?
I love Everlast. Man. Everlast got music for days though. Like he's got hip hop for days. He's got music for days. It's just I heard an interview where he doesn't even write his songs down. It's all off his everything is in his head. It's all
That's cool.
it's saved in his head. And the way he remembers music, the way he explained it's just insane. So yeah, I love Everlast. It's dope.
That's
Do they
dope.
still make music?
He does still make music.
They're
Wow, I didn't know that.
everlasting. They're
Oh,
everlasting.
that's
Hello.
true.
They're
That's
everlast.
true.
They will
Yeah,
never
he
not
Right.
make.
He is
You're
Everlast.
right. You're right.
Everlast is one guy.
Alexis, what's your concert? Am I gonna want to buy a ticket?
Okay,
Am I
this
gonna
is
want
a hard question, and I
like
just
what
need to
vibe
know.
are you trying to set, right?
But like, I need to know. So between the opener, the middle, and the end, who's getting the most time? Who's like?
So the end gets the most.
I
time.
would say the closer always gets the most time, but for the sake of just having fun and having a fun show, let's just say they all get the same amount of time. Because
Same amount of time. Okay.
in this dream scenario, right? We're not like the opener is it could be a great act. And we're not saying the opener is any less of an act than the closer. It's just maybe how you want to set the mood. How do you want to start your show and how you want the show to end?
All right. So mine's gonna be opener Nirvana. Nirvana redoing the MTV Unplugged in 1994. That's what I want as my
Okay,
opener.
Who's
you want
success?
that style Nirvana.
Specifically, I want that session. And then
Iconic
I want
session.
yes, and then I want Britney Spears as my middle, and I want Mac Miller to end it.
Ooh. Nice. Nice. Britney Spears. I like
Britney Spears.
you go
Is Britney
I
Spears
want-
doing is
Can
Britney
we
doing
get-
the
I want three
electrical?
different genres. Three
I
different
like
genres.
it. Okay, so that's
I
where
want
you're going with it. You want something for everybody.
alternative, rock, emo, whatever Nirvana you want, grunge, whatever Nirvana is.
Yeah.
Britney pop, and then Mac Miller, hip hop, rap, R&B, whatever you want to call him.
I
No,
like it.
I would like to hear like a mashup of those three groups. Like a mashup,
Right,
like
imagine.
a Nirvana, acoustic Nirvana with Mac Miller rapping verses and Britney on the chorus kind of thing. Like that would be
Yeah.
interesting.
So awesome. I'm like envisioning the transition from Nirvana to Britney Spears.
It's a lot of emotions. Okay,
is a
that's
lot
an
of
emotional roller coaster for me.
Would you buy a ticket, Alex, to that show?
Yeah, of course.
I would spend whatever I can
I'd
for
buy a
that
ticket.
show.
Well, I mean,
whatever it takes.
she's got one of my artists. She actually has one of my artists too.
Who's that?
Well, I should say I have one of her artists.
Yeah.
It's Mac Miller.
It's my
So
artist.
mine, Mac Miller's opening my show for me. I want Mac Miller to open it up because we already talked about it. He's got those cool vibes, man. He's got those cool vibes. People relate to him. He's an everyday
Instrumentals.
kind of guy. Instrumentals. He's got a little something for everybody. You know what I mean? And he's just fun to listen to. He could sing. He could
think-
rap.
I didn't realize we were talking about like people that passed, because if people that have passed,
Everybody.
I want Michael
Everybody.
Jackson. I'd like to have Michael Jackson open the show.
So who?
Saying, like,
Okay. So
know.
wow, open. Michael, you're gonna open with Michael.
Open the show with Michael. Yeah, dog.
Okay.
Well,
Open the
you
show with
said
Michael.
everyone gets the same time. So
Right.
Yeah. No, I know for sure.
Well,
You're right
just
about that.
just because when Michael comes on, that's when everyone busts their nut, and it's just like, it's hard to follow Michael. It's hard to follow Michael Jackson, you know. So
I'll say this: if it shouldn't be an all ages show.
Ooh, awkward.
come on, bro.
It shouldn't
Why
be
you
an all
do?
ages show. We'll
Why you gotta
leave
do
that
that?
to
And then
Travis Scott.
anyway,
We'll leave that to Travis Scott.
the mid would be R. Kelly.
Oh, you're
Oh,
Just joking.
wow.
I'm
We're
joking.
you're
just
switching your whole show
molesters.
up.
No.
Just
So if you're
molesters.
putting hold on, so if you're putting Mike Jackson, then you're taking out Cassie
Casky, right?
and
Well, this
Yellow.
I was just kind of joshing, bro.
So Mac Miller's opening my show. Okay, my middle is Sublime.
Ooh.
Give me
Good
Sublime.
one.
I think that is
That's a good one.
I think that is a nice transition. Yeah, I was
That's a good
debating between
one.
Bob Marley. I was debating between Bob Marley and Sublime because
Sublime all the way.
I really wanted something cool in the middle. Some people could vibe out to, smoke out, sing along to. You know what I mean? I got Mac Miller opening them up, and now I got Sublime riding them, and then to end it, I got Champagne Poppy. I got Drake. I got Drizzy.
Shit.
Ooh.
He's got
I'll be there.
he's got something for everybody. He makes all kinds of music. He's a big star. And then not only can he sing and you could vibe out, but then you could just fucking go wild to one of his club songs and just go hard to that shit, right? Like I think Drake got something for everybody, and I think that's what makes him the biggest artist we've seen in a while. Not best rapper, not best singer, just one of the biggest artists we've seen so long.
Yeah.
And it's definitely between him and Kanye because Kanye makes music for everybody too.
What about
But
Justin Bieber, man? Justin
but
Bieber,
I
I
would
feel
go
like
with
it's been
Drake.
on this vibe, you know, like this kind of Justin Bieber's kind of been on this
Yeah.
Drake-ish vibe.
He has.
I mean, I'm not
I would
gonna-
see Justin. I would see Justin Bieber.
I'd see the Beebs.
I mean,
You know who I'd see? I'd see Beyonce, actually. I'd see Beyonce. And I'm not a Beyonce fan by any means, like not a huge Beyonce fan. I'm not a hater, but I remember when Shakira and J-Lo did the Super Bowl, right? And it was like so much fun. Like that show was awesome. It was so much fun. And I said that it was the best Super Bowl show I've ever seen. And Alexis, again, with her superstar eye and ear for talent, but she corrected me and she said, "You haven't seen Beyonce's." So then I watched Beyonce's Super Bowl halftime show. And if you haven't watched it, YouTube that show, okay? You just got to respect entertainment at its highest level and execute it at its highest level. I see where the Bayhive goes. You know, I know why she's got so many followers. That woman, whew,
When Destiny's Child came out, that was it. That's mic drop.
That was so
that was
long
it.
ago.
Done.
Destiny's Child was so long.
But
The
that
Super Bowl. You're talking about
comeback,
the Super Bowl.
that reunion at
Yes,
the
I remember,
Super Bowl,
I remember. Yes.
nobody expected it, and it was
right.
the best surprise everybody needed, and it was amazing. They killed it. They fucking killed it.
Yeah, but imagine if you were those girls. Didn't one of them trip? She did, right?
I don't
One of
know.
them tripped. Yes,
I don't remember it. I don't
remember.
I don't
One of
know.
them tripped.
I remember the performance, the fashion, the lights, the camera, the smoke, the everything. It was so good.
She
They
killed it.
it.
Why did they break up?
And she's dancing like crazy too. Like to do that and dance at the same time in heels, like, you know what I mean? I trip when I'm walking around the house in my Nike flip-flop slides sometimes. Like it'll like
She
catch
got the
it'll
weave,
catch a step.
the makeup, the corset, the outfit, the heat, the nervousness, the heels.
Yeah.
There's so many factors.
You know what another great performance is? And RIP to their drummer, because they were on my list of bands I want to see, but I'm not sure if they're will even stay a band after this. Is the Foo Fighters. The Foo Fighters seem like they seem to be on another level than other bands. David Grohl's the lead singer.
Drummer.
Yeah, but
their drummer recently passed away, and they're making a movie where David Grohl sacrifices his drummer in the movie. It's like a Slayer movie. He sacrifices the drummer, I believe, to like just gain more fame or superstardom. And then his drummer actually passed away.
He talks about this in his Hot Ones interview.
Yeah.
How this is this is what I'm working on, blah, blah, blah. This is the movie. Days later, I swear it was like days
It
later,
was.
we
Yeah, it was.
heard the drummer Taylor passed away, and we still don't know why or how.
I don't know. I would love to see him, but if you YouTube them, what's their main song? I'm so bad with song titles, but you know what song I'm talking about, Alexis, right?
Everlong,
What's the song? What's
Everlong,
the YouTube performance that you and I watch like over and over again?
Everlong,
Everlong.
Everlong.
YouTube Everlong performance. I think it was at Wembley Stadium.
So
That's like
you have to
that's
watch the whole thing.
it's like a definition of what a rock star is. It's like a rock star
Yes.
fucking performance.
You
Like
know who I would have liked to see. I saw them when they first started out, when they opened up for the Cottonmouth Kings. They were opening up for the Cottonmouth Kings. Linkin Park. I saw Linkin Park back in
Oh.
2000.
damn,
I think
that
it
would
was
have been a good one.
1999. I saw Linkin Park.
That'd have been a good one.
Yeah, it was,
They were huge.
they got huge,
Huge.
but I saw them when they were nobodies. You know, like they were the opening acts. And just the way they shot up, man, from that one album Meteora
Yeah.
or Hybrid Theory. I'm sorry, Hybrid Theory. It was, yeah, they were a great band. They're still
They
a
were
great
dope.
band, you know.
Yeah, they were dope. They were dope. Well, all right, guys. I think we covered a lot here. Makes me want to go to a show. Hopefully my back could stand up. Yeah. Oh no.
All right, yeah. On that note,
On that note, we'll take it to the lyrical miracle. We like to do this every episode, Alexis. We like to just dissect a song lyric because we love song lyrics so much.
give it a little bit of wisdom.
And I got a song lyric picked out. It's actually kind of based on the power of being on stage. It kind of personifies it. So this is readings from Don't Say Nothing. This is from the Book of the Roots. Yeah, you heard me mention the Roots. I love the Roots, more specifically the MC Black Dot. He says, ain't nothing like a rush I get in front of the band, on stage with the planet in the palm of my hand, when a brother transformed from anonymous man to the force, crush whoever might have thought I was playing. Let me say it again. All right. Ain't nothing like the rush I get in front of the band, on stage with the planet in the palm of my hand, when a brother transformed from an anonymous man to the force, crush whoever thought I was playing. Woo. I don't know. I
So
love it.
he's saying
I
that the
love it.
music, and being in front of the band, with the band in front of the band, gives him the power of the world in his hands, and it turns him from this anonymity of
Random dude,
any
just
man
a regular
into this
guy.
fucking earth destroyer, crusher, fucking
Into a
master
force.
of yeah, all right, it's cool. I like it.
I think to me that
like
rap
it.
lyric it personifies what it feels like to be on stage. You got the planet in the palm of your hand. You got people eating from the palm of your hand. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And that actually reminded me real quick. I don't want to go this whole show and not give J. Cole his love, because J. Cole was a sick ass MC as well.
Exactly.
Yes, we love J.
Seen,
Cole.
We've seen J.
We
Cole.
love J. Cole.
And I say that because like I always tell people J. Cole had people eating from his hand. That guy, if he told you to jump on your left leg and put your right hand in the air, everyone would do it. That's how much of an MC and master of the ceremony J. Cole was.
Yes, J. Cole was a
Believe it
good
with
show, for sure.
Show. This was a good show. I had fun. Alexis, thanks again for joining us.
Thank you, Alexis.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Hey,
Thank
let's
you for
give it up.
having me.
We'd love to have it.
Woo!
All right,
Thank
guys.
you,
We love
guys.
y'all. Make sure to keep checking in with Capture Culture. Stay blessed and with a solid flex. Thank you.
Buenas noches. Oh.